One thing about economic reforms. Truly, you don't get to see the benefit instantly. It is a mid-term or long-term benefit that will eventually come. But the issue is this. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office on the 29th of May 2023, the president confronted one of the most fragile macroeconomic environment in the history of this great country. You know about the years of expansionary fiscal policy, you know, the extensive and corrupt fuel subsidy regime and expenditure, you know, the chaotic and controversial, you know, multiple exchange rate windows, you know, and even the declining foreign investment, you know, the inflow, and a whole lot of things, trade surpluses, where everything was going down in this country, you know. Then the president had to take the bold but necessary step, you know, to get rid, you know, of some of these policies. You know, can you imagine? The fuel subsidy regime was costing Nigeria 4 to 6 trillion naira on a yearly basis. At some point during Buhari regime, I don't know if it was in one term or a little over one term, the government spent 12.3 trillion naira on fuel subsidy. And the irony is that much of this particular amount was going through the wrong hand to pretty connected individuals in the society and wasn't really going to the masses. Even World Bank talked about it, that over 40%, you know, of the so-called welfare in the fuel subsidy was going to only 20% of the Nigerian population, you know. And in the area of the controversial multiple exchange window, $330 billion was spent between 1999 and 2023, you know, just to be able to defend the naira. And out of this, a lot of that money also went through the wrong hand, through arbitrage opportunities. That was the situation before the president extricated some of these areas and, you know, unified the multiple exchange rate to single exchange rate system. Okay. And since then, truly, there has been measurable improvement. There have been measurable improvement in the macroeconomic fundamentals, and things have started getting better in this country. I'm not saying that it has fully gotten better,